Imagine sitting quietly outside your home on an ordinary day. The sun is high, the air is still, nothing feels unusual, and then, without warning, God shows up. Not with thunder, not with fire, not with a voice from heaven, but as three strangers walking toward you. This is the moment Abraham never expected, and the moment that would change everything. Abraham is old now, very old. Years have passed since God first called him to leave his homeland. Years since the promise was spoken, I will make you a great nation. But time has been cruel to that promise. Abraham's body is weak. Sarah's womb has been silent for decades. Hope feels stretched thin. And yet, on this day, Abraham sits at the entrance of his tent near the great trees of Mamre, resting in the heat of the afternoon. It looks like any other day, until he looks up, and sees three men standing nearby. Abraham does something strange for a man of his age. He runs. He runs toward them. He bows low to the ground. He begs them to stay. Please, he says, let a little water be brought. Let me prepare food so you may refresh yourselves. Abraham does not know who they truly are yet, but something in his spirit tells him this moment matters. Hospitality, in that culture, was sacred, but Abraham's response goes beyond custom. He prepares a feast. Fresh bread, tender meat, curds and milk. He stands nearby, and watches them eat. Then one of them speaks. Where is your wife, Sarah? Abraham freezes. How do they know her name? She is in the tent, he answers. Then comes the sentence that shakes the air. I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah your wife will have a son. Inside the tent, Sarah hears every word, and she laughs. Not a joyful laugh, not a hopeful laugh, a tired laugh. A laugh that says, I have waited too long. Sarah is not mocking God. She is exhausted. She has carried the weight of barrenness for a lifetime. She has watched her youth fade. She has watched other women cradle children she never had. So she laughs quietly and thinks, after I am worn out, and my Lord is old, will I now have this pleasure? Then the visitor speaks again. Why did Sarah laugh? Fear grips her heart. She denies it. I did not laugh. And the voice replies gently, yes, you did. Then comes one of the most powerful questions in all of Scripture. Is anything too hard for the Lord? Not, is this likely? Not, does this make sense? But, is anything too hard for me? In that moment, Sarah is exposed. Not in shame, but in truth. God is not offended by her doubt. He addresses it. After the meal, the men rise and look toward Sodom. Something changes in the atmosphere. The story moves from promise to judgment. God reveals his heart to Abraham. The outcry against Sodom is great. Its sin is severe, and Abraham realizes God is about to act. Abraham steps closer, and then the unthinkable happens. He questions God. Will you sweep away the righteous with the wicked? He bargains, not arrogantly, but humbly. What if there are 50 righteous? 45? 40? 30? 20? 10? Each time, God listens. Each time, God responds. Abraham learns something sacred that day. God is just, but he is also patient. Two of the visitors continue toward Sodom. One remains. Then finally, the Lord departs. And Abraham returns to his tent. Nothing has changed outwardly. No baby cries. No fire falls. No immediate miracle. But something has shifted forever. This story is not just about visitors. It is about timing. God comes when hope feels old. When laughter has turned bitter. When faith is tired. God comes closer than expected. He eats with Abraham. He listens. He speaks gently. And he reminds them, and us, that delay is not denial. Maybe you are like Sarah. You prayed. You waited. You laughed, not because it was funny, but because it hurt. Maybe you are like Abraham. Still believing, but wondering how much longer you can stand. This story tells you something important. God is not distant. He still visits.